Hello guys, welcome back to another installment and the final episode of Blue Lock. We are very happy to inform you that it was a banger. I pretty much enjoyed this episode. Kobayashi will probably tell you the exact same thing. There's a lot of stuff for this episode. First things first, go ahead and pop it out for us, Kobayashi.
Yeah, so to continue off from last episode, it's just basically the continuation of the World 5 versus Usagi's team with Rin, Ryu, Swole Guy, always forget his name, Batra. Yep, so Loki, the Mbappe region, I want to say, or not region.
AI animated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so basically...
go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, it was just showing that he's pretty much just fast, which in real life you can see Mbappe displays that a lot. He was just fast, and to make a long story short, they pumped him. So now towards the end, no, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness, they pretty much just pumped him. The Mbappe, we'll just call him. I believe his name is Loki.
His name is Loki, yeah.
So Loki, so I don't know. I think way back, I think even towards like the beginning, I said that I knew someone that was actually, I got spoiled for someone who was faster than Chigiri. I'm pretty sure it's Loki. So Loki is the person that
Loki is obviously the fastest in the Blue Lock verse.
Yeah. So that's something I already knew. I already knew that Loki was going to be extremely fast, or someone in the
Blue
Lock was going to be really fast. Didn't know he was going to be one of like the 5 world's best strikers or whatever.
So the 5 world best, they're not the 5 world best strikers. They're just like, I don't know how to explain, but Loki is the best out of the 5 though.
I would imagine.
Sure. And he's the youngest. He's actually the same age as the Blue Lock.
Which, I mean, it's also to the comparison in real life.
Of Mbappe, yes.
Exactly.
So, basically Loki, the one thing too, I like Loki's sound effect. Like, when he zoomed past him, it was like, ching, ching. Like, it was really sick. And then, like, a blue thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Yeah, basically it ended up 5-1. The one thing I did get out of this, Rin really was, like, frustrated at how they lost. Because Rin thought, like, they had a chance.
Yeah, I mean, he had the hope of like competing against them.
Yep.
Thing is though, we'll go real quickly over. I'm not sure if there's like they specifically have abilities, but the Brazilian guy, I know that he's like
physical.
Yeah, he's extremely not physically gifted, but like he has good airtime, because that's the first thing that we saw, is that he has good airtime and knows how to control himself in the air. The English guy, funnily enough, it reminds me of Rooney, where he's just like, this muscular,
which makes sense because in the manga too, there's another English player that they reveal, and that's what they give like the English vibe per se.
Yeah. So then, so we got him, and then we got the Spanish guy, which again, it also contributed to what I said earlier, which is pretty much just gives me like Raul vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he actually nutmegged Ring too.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, you left yourself loose there.
Yeah. To be fair, the coolest looking guy out of all of them, maybe it's because I have one in real life, is the
Argentinian?
No, the English guy. The Argentinian, I really like his hair. His hair is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Argentinian also, it gives me like, not just because he's Argentinian, but it gives me Messi vibes, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I think he gives me Dybala vibes.
Dybala? Oh yeah, that actually makes a little bit more sense. No, he's actually right. It gives me more Dybala vibes. But I like the coolest looking to me was probably the Englishman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if for those out there, the Englishman basically looks like Maku in my opinion, because with the whole beard and haircut. That's why.
Yeah, that's probably why I like him. He looks really cool to me.
Well, I look like Iron Koji, but so no. Moving
you
on.
You look like Dada. That's the Brazilian guy's name.
That's the Brazilian guy's name. So no, moving on. The Usagi's team, they're just like learning English. They're like a little funny segment. They're learning English. Batra is like just a troll, or he's not a troll. Batra's just being himself, which is pretty much like a troll. And yeah, but so let's move on to the most important stuff.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually before, Eagle has a meeting with the Japan's Union Football Association, and basically the Union Association, they're really mad because the World 5 like cost them a lot of money, because it was 1 million per player for each goal they scored, and then plus like a huge fee to like fly them out of their own country to Japan and all that stuff. So they're like really mad. They're like, was Blue Lock even like really worth it? And then they actually teased it for it's not this upcoming arc, but in the arc in the future. So they have a wager between the Japan's U20, the U20s versus Blue Lock. So that would be really interesting. But to move on from there, it goes to the results of the second selection. So the first team that clears is obviously Reen's team.
Yeah, so this is where it ends up moving. It just progresses the story. There was really no other segment in there other than the English speaking. I guess just for comedic relief, because this entire series has just been very serious. So it was just a comedic relief. Now we move on to the more nitty gritty of it, where they show the 5 teams, I believe, seven. Yeah, so 7 other teams that.
So 7 teams passed, but it's 6 other teams that we get to see.
Yes.
Obviously, we know one of them.
Yeah. One of them made a surprise entrance, but we'll get to that in a minute. So go ahead and explain the teams.
So the first team obviously is Reen's team. So it's Reen, Isagi, Ryu, Swole guy that we forgot his name, and Batra. Second team, we all saw this coming. It's Nagi's team.
Yeah.
So it's Nagi, Baro,
Chigiri, Nagi. Oh,
and
you
then
said Nagi already.
Yeah,
Right?
and then Zangetsu from Nagi's team before, and then the 5th guy, I don't know his name. To be fair, he doesn't do that much in the manga later on too. So the 3rd team is complete new players that anime only haven't released, but I have some intel already on them. But the 3rd team is actually quite OP because 3 out of the 5 players are really good, which you guys will see in season 2.
Which is this team?
So it's the guy. Remember there was the team with the guy with the glasses. This is the team. So the 3rd team is
Oh, the one that was filled with randoms.
Yeah. So completely
Okay.
random.
Oh, yeah, so-
Batra
okay.
made a comment. Yeah.
So okay, so keep this in mind. I am purely just anime based. I made sure Kobayashi to not tell me anything about the manga.
Mhm.
Kobayashi has intel on the manga. Sorry if I sound a little raspy, but yeah, no, he knows a lot about the manga. I know absolutely nothing. So for us anime watchers, he's a complete random.
So yeah, the 3rd team is just complete all people that we haven't met in the anime. 3 of them, which we'll see in the future, play a major role. So then the 4th team goes. I believe the 4th team is also randoms, but one of them does play another role. It's this guy with a headband. Because
No, wait, wasn't one of them with Nico?
Nico's the 5th team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry for you guys. We spoiled it up ahead, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Continue.
So the 4th team is a bunch of randoms, and then the guy with the headband, which plays a big role. It makes sense because headband.
Yeah, the one that's
Yeah.
outstanding.
And the 5th team, like Mako said, there's a bunch of randoms, but then we get to see Nico, and then this blue-haired guy, which plays another key role in the future. His name is Hiyori. He plays another key role. 6th team to me is the funniest because it's Gagumaru, Raichi, and what's his dude? The one of the twin brothers, the one who doesn't speak.
Yeah. Well, now we actually get to see how he actually sounds like because
Yeah.
he actually then ended up speaking,
Actually speaking.
which is also something that is really cool because, like I've stated beforehand, my favorite style out of all of them is Gagamaru's. He has one of my favorite players in real life is Zlatan, and obviously he has that same tendency to do these very acrobatic finishes.
See, so for Gagamaru though, in the future, he's not like a Zlatan, which you will see later on. There's actually another player who's kind of like Zlatan, which makes sense, and he does actually get introduced in this episode as well. But moving on to the 7th team, and the most controversial one, indeed. So 7th team, Isagi's right here. They're like, whoa, how come Ryo and Kunigami they haven't made it yet? This is probably Ryo and Kunigami that we all would assume will come.
Yeah.
So first that enters is I forgot this dude's name. This is the Buddha guy. He comes in.
Oh, yeah.
He's like
The monk,
the
greatest
monk.
football player in the entire
Of course.
facility.
So
Told you,
he
our
comes
word
in.
prevails.
In the manga, when he comes in, he's like, Buddha be praised. But in the anime, he says, Amen, or maybe that's just like a translation thing.
Yeah, it's probably just a translation thing.
But yeah, basically he's like praising Buddha. And then we actually get to see on the side, he has like pink hair, he has shark teeth. They didn't show his shark teeth this episode, but he plays another Portugal.
Of course, yeah, Shark's teeth.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I actually really do like him in the manga. He's really sick. His name's Corona. No, not Corona, Kurana.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he plays
It's a bit feminine, no?
I mean, he has pink hair. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pink hair with like a braid right here too. I don't know if you've seen
on
that.
some like Han Solo stuff.
So, Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, Anakin, yeah.
Anakin has a Padawan.
Yeah.
Anyways, And then the next person, the fourth person to enter really late was Reo. And then Nagi was like ecstatic. He's like, oh yes, Reo. You finally got in. And then the fifth person, everyone thought it was going to be Kunigami. But it was not.
Yeah, it was actually this other guy, which again, it just turned very sad at that point because the Studio Sagi just started reminiscing about it. I don't know too much about this character either.
So no, this guy plays an important role because he's the one who knocked out, as explained in this episode, he's the one who knocked out Ryo and Kunigami. Because they didn't show it in the anime because they did skip it. So they did skip some manga panels. Because in the manga they showed how Ryo and Kunigami they got eliminated. Well, obviously Ryo got picked. So it was Igarashi, the monk, and Shindo. Shindo is the last guy that entered. So it's them two. It's a 2v2, them versus Kunigami and Ryo.
I wonder. See, this is where my questions come into play. What made that one random guy to us? Keep in mind, I say random. Don't take it too hard. But what made the random choose the monk?
I'll explain it because this is why he's one of like a fan favorites because he likes to choose weak people so he can like do it all himself.
Oh, that makes a little more sense.
So he chose the weakest guy to carry, which pisses me off because I can't believe he's still in it because he got carried.
Yeah.
He got carried by freaking Shindo.
We actually have one of our close friends that is kind of giving me that same vibe where he wouldn't pick the weakest guy, but he wouldn't really pass.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, no, he picked. He picked him because he's weak. And then another thing too, in the manga community, they gave him a nickname. They call him the Zesty Demon.
What?
Because you guys will see later on. But yeah, he's really sick. Overall, season 1 of Blue Lock was really amazing.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say that right now because after that it wasn't anything else. Oh, I guess there was one more thing. Towards like the end, we see like Kunigami's like his farewells.
Yeah, he's leaving to the exit.
Yeah. So very unfortunate that Kunigami couldn't get into it, but I mean, not everyone can be the number one guy.
This is what makes it good because not every good person can, there has to be some eliminations, and unfortunately it had to be Kunigami.
Yeah, okay. But like I was saying beforehand, so your takeaways on season 1, obviously I have just high hopes for it. For season 2, I know that a lot of people are saying, including yourself, that it's going to be extremely well written for the second season of Blue Lock.
I want to say well written, but like, obviously it's not. You can only do so much.
It's like just gonna be well thought out.
It's gonna be really hype.
Yeah. So I mean, there's not much more takeaways from it. There's a lot of action into this. The animation's something we've always been wishy-washy on because either you like the green aura or you like the original blue aura. I like
the green aura grew on me. Yeah, I think it grew on a lot of people too.
No, I'm just saying it for our little journey. Obviously, it was really you that was like wishy-washy on it, and then obviously we came around through. So obviously there's a lot of very, very cool animations, especially with Nagi when he got his like black hole touch.
Baru's lion. Always.
Exactly.
Reen's was pretty nice.
Yeah.
One quick thing too. So for the top 3 in this selection, so the numbers off the second selection is just based off who finished first. So the top 3 isn't the actually top 3. So in the third selection in the first episode is most likely to reveal the true numbers of the rankings. Mm-hmm. And the only one that was true was Reen is still number 1. Because obviously Reen's number 1. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. So the top 3 isn't actually the top 3. Next episode for the next season should reveal the top 3. And yeah.
So yeah, like I said, guys, if there's anything in specific you want to let us know about this anime, or if there's any anime you'd like us to talk about specific, just let us know. We're gonna start dishing out a lot more content for you guys. It's just been a very slow grind. I was actually telling Kobayashi earlier, so we actually record our videos for like our gameplay in the background that you guys see, and I ended up breaking off both the USB drives that have all the game inside of it. So we're just really stalled on that. On top of that, it's just a lot of personal family issues. Don't want to bore you guys with that, but I appreciate you guys just sticking with us. As always, guys, my name is Maku,
Kobayashi.
and once again, thank you.